Hi everyone, good morning. It's Sunday morning here in my studio, and I thought I'd show you today some of the tools that I use to make marks. I will make marks on every painting that I start. I always start with mark making, and whether it is oil and cold wax or if it's acrylic or anything, or even my oil landscapes, I always start with mark making. So I just want to show you today some of the things that I use, and and it's not limited just to some of these. But here is a Liquitex paint marker, and you can get those at just about any craft store. And what's nice about this wider one is that you can always also use it thin or thick. And all the craft stores carry those. And that is made by Liquitex, and like I said, you can get those in just about any craft store. Here's another different type of marker. That's thin, or I can do it thicker, all with the same point, which is nice because I like to vary the width of my lines. And here's just a plain black marker. So I use a lot of markers. Some of the other things that I use is the Lycra graphite. It's not a pencil, it's not a pen, but it's just a stick of graphite. But you can get this in different hardnesses. I mean, some of them are softer than others. So that's the Lycra graphite. Here is something that I use a lot of, and that's the Faber-Castell or Castile Pitt Artist Pen. Use that quite a bit. And that is Faber-Castell Pitt, and they again come in many, many different colors. Here we have a carbon, Lycra carbon pencil. Lycra makes so many products. Here's another Lycra product. It's Polycolor. It has kind of a waxy base, but not really. You can use it with just about any media. I use a lot of these, and that's made by Lycra. And then we have Jumbo Jet Black. I get this from Jerry's Artorama. I think that's just about the only one art supply store that carries this. And you can see it's pretty dark. And you can really press down hard with it. Then we have the glass, paper, plastic, and metal. And what's nice about this is when you get it wet, it kind of smears a little bit. See that? I like that. In fact, I love that. So you can use that wet or dry. This is wet. This is using it wet. And then this is dry, but with the dry, you can always drop some water into it and smear it, which is nice. And then we have your charcoal pencil. This is made by Prang. Very, very dark. And you can smear that, which is always nice. Here's another pencil by Lycra. Whoops, and I just dropped it on the floor, so I'll get that later. Here is a Woody, and they come in many, many different colors. If you get a set of them, you'll get the sharpener as well. And it's made by Stabilo, and they come in many, many different colors. Here's another one of those Stabilo pencils, which I've already shown you. And these are grease pencils. I just found these on the internet from Amazon. And instead of, the kind like this that you have to pull the string with the grease pencils, this is nice because it has this thing on top. And as you need it, you can write with it. And again, it comes in many, many different colors. And then we have the Art graphite stick. This is the Sharpie China marker. It's in white. You can't really see that. And I use charcoal. That's compressed. It doesn't smear quite as much as the regular charcoal does. Here's a better piece of charcoal. There you go. And I like to smear it to get a more painterly effect. And then of course we have the old pencil, lead pencil. Some other things that I use, I just bought this. This is a new box. This is it's made by Derwent, the extra large graphite sticks. You can see it comes in colors, and you can also get it just in black. But here is the blue one. It's like a dark blue. Here's the green one. And that's graphite. Again, it's the Derwent graphite blocks. And you can also get the Derwent extra large charcoal in a box. And they come in different colors, as you can see. And here is the red one, or I guess that's brown. And just like charcoal, that will smear. And your graphite will smear a little bit as well. So that's those things. I also use a lot of the Derwent Intense pencils. There you are, see them there. And what's nice about these Intense, Derwent Intense blocks and pencils is that you can use them wet or dry. So let's just grab a bright red one. Here's the red dry. Now I can wet it, and you can see the difference. And once that dries, that becomes permanent. So it's water soluble, but after it dries, it is permanent. That's one of the reasons why I really like these. Again, this is the Intense Derwent pencils. And it also makes the blocks, and Derwent also makes the blocks, and that's what this is. Same exact thing. Grab a piece here. You can use it dry, or you can use it wet. Same as the pencils. And those are called the blocks. I also use a lot of crayon dash, the Neo colors, crayon dash. And you can use those wet or dry. Here's dry, and that's wet. But the difference between this and the Intense, this will always be water soluble. You really have to set it, where the Intense you don't. So that's that. And my favorite is the Art water soluble blocks. And they come in sets of many different colors. They first came out with just black, and I used just black. But here's a blue one out of another set. This one has red and brown and gray and taupey color, but this, in this set, I think it was a bright red, it was a blue, it was a yellow, it was an orange, and I think there was a black. But this is it dry, and you can see it's very intense. But look at this. This is wet. Isn't that fabulous? So that is the art graft. And I just found this online, and I bought 2 of them. The other one's already open. But this is a huge chunk of charcoal, and it's made by Generals. And I think I got it either at Blick or Jerry's. I'm not positive. But it's a huge chunk, and I absolutely love that. So, those are the things that I do use. Oh, I wanted to show you this. This is an elegant writer. I want to show you. It just looks like a regular marker, as you can see. But spray it with water, and I don't have my spray here, so I'm just going to see if I can dab it. Can you see what happens? It like spreads out. So if you just spray it with a fine mist, it will soften the entire line, and I don't have my mister here with me, so I'm not going to be able to do that. So those are a few of the things that I use with starting every painting that I do. I will mark it up with many different things, different widths of line, thin lines, thick lines, heavy lines, light lines, and I'll use different colors, and usually in a color scheme that I'm going to paint with. But I hope that's a help for you. So you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Oh, and if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate that. And also push the like button if you like it. Thanks again.